Greetings, welcome back to PinkOddBird. Today we're here to take a look at this custom order that I just finished up. It is a giant Rondo book. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so this book is going to be basically based around like old Salem. It's a custom order. This was the request that was given. And because like there were lots of things going on back in those days, this book is not meant to lean in the direction of any one party more than the other. It's just a generalization. I made it so that it looked like it was a note keeping or a diary, a log, a catalog maybe of the daily goings on of the era. Maybe somebody who was just a silent observer and just took notes and documented everything that was happening in that time frame. So for the most part, I'll just mostly flip through this and let you guys just take a look at it. And I hope you guys will like this and enjoy this flip through. It took me forever to make this. This was definitely one of the more challenging ones that I made, but here we go. So I wanted this book to look really old, and she wanted it to look like it could have come from that era. So I definitely just try to keep it like a little bit more organic looking. So, and I also have a broken nail, and I'm sorry, it's really gonna bug me, but try not to be like broken nail. But I really wanted to keep it like organic and just very, you know, natural looking and aged. So the book is huge. It's like 10 inches by 8 inches, and the spine is like a 4.5-inch curved spine. So I just have it covered in some muslin here, and just to give it that because I didn't want to have like a really nice plated image on the front cover. I wanted it to look worn down. So I just took, you know, a charcoal pencil and wrote Salem, and I smudged it a bit so that it will look kind of like etched or scratched in and old, like it's been sitting in the fabric for a while. I did a little makeshift closure here. So as you can see, it pops around here on the back, and I have it latched in there, and then it comes around, and then it comes all the way over here to this side where they meet here. And then I have a banded spine, and it is a curved spine, and the book is hollow back. So this book, because it's so big, I thought that it was really important that it would lay flat. So as you can see, it's very aged and shabby looking. So let's go ahead and dive in. And so while this is a really huge book, I did try and leave there is some give, as you can see when I do this. The closure kind of loosens up. So it's a really fine line when you're doing like a set closure like this, because you have to make sure that if the recipient is wanting to add items to the book, that there is space. So in this case, there is some space for that. So I'm just going to unlatch this. Okay, so opening up here on the front cover, we have just some really aged looking paper. There are lots of tags and writing spaces in here, and I did back some of them just, you know, to give it that, you know, a little bit more sturdy approach. And then there is some authentic vintage religious ephemera in this book as well, and the stuff is like really old, but it also is cool because there's a lot of like handwritten elements and notes that were taken by the person who the stuff belonged to. So I thought that would be a nice kind of like a realistic touch to add to the book. So again, here just a little tag, and then this is a Bible page from the 1800s. It's so old. I couldn't fold it without it breaking. You can see like on the edges here. I didn't protect it all the way to the edges on purpose so that some of these little edge pieces could break off a little bit more, and it could, you know, continue to look like a little aged and stuff. But it's all got the natural yellowing and everything on here from the 1800s. But this is a really cool Bible page that I have added in as well. So I also have added in some crosses that may have been collected from some people who may have unjustly fallen, so unjustly. And so I thought that would be an interesting little, you know, thing, the person whose book this was, they were, you know, going around and collecting and just noting everything that was happening in this time frame. Some little book pages, coffee stain pages, stamping. There's some stationery in here, so you can do some extra writing. Lots of imagery in here. I burned some of the pages as well. And then I did a lot of ephemera pieces that are just on regular coffee paper, because I again wanted it to have that old aged look. So all of them won't be like nicely mounted like this one, but I did that on purpose because, you know, I wanted it to have that tacked in, or just, I gotta save this kind of look and feel. So lots of pieces and parts that are like that. Some little book page pockets. And I have some more stationery here. This is, so there's lots of like removable writing space in the book as well. And Style 24, I know I used some of their ephemera as well to add in some elements so that it would be kind of like having familiars. It's just some old looking photo imagery. Some of these are actual like old pictures that I could find that were good enough to add into this book. I put the piano paper in here because I thought maybe it would add like a cool little element of just like if she wants to tear pieces of this and collage with it in other places of the book. So that's why I didn't back it on anything, but I think it also just adds to the like ragged element of the book. These are digitals from Tsunami Rose. She has some beautiful doily, coffee stain doily digitals. And then this is also Tsunami Rose. I thought that it would just give that nice like old advertisement kind of look to the book. Some more stamping. I also added in some herbs, different herb cards and things like that as well. This is a little postcard from the era. It's a repro, obviously. And just some other little pieces here. There are 5 signatures in total. So I know they were dealing a lot with stuff like grains back in those days, so a little piece of stationery for grains, little writing spaces here and there, lots of big flip outs. So another journaling card here and here as well. And then I really like the look of the animals in this book. So I did put a few of those in here, and then we've got another a house from the era, the Salem era. So again, maybe familiars. So there's a little snake one, lots of writing space here, and I did a little old house stamp. And another little writing space stapled up here at the top, and then this is just tucked in. But I thought that there were lots of good juxtapositions, so that's a big journaling card. Here's another cross of the fallen. So these little girls, I thought they were cute, and then I burned this page, but I love it because when you turn the page, it looks like there's just a dark figure whispering to this little girl. There's some more of that authentic old ephemera I thought would be interesting for her to read or have a look at. Some more herbs, and then there's a little writing space back here. This is another piece of authentic ephemera. It's very delicate. some more imagery here. And Reverend Mather Biles and another little familiar, Honesty. And these book pages are actually pretty interesting because they have like titles at the top of the book pages that I thought were kind of interesting as well. So another herb card here, and then we've got Tituba, I believe, and then mulberry is another herb. Some more stamping up there. Another little piece of ephemera, and we have more stationery. These are really pretty. And here we have another one of those book pages from the 1800s. I think they're from 1846 to be exact. But I thought these were so cool. And up here at the top it says, "Wicked men sometimes prosper, and he believeth in resurrection." But the little images and stuff on this are really, really cool. And I didn't like press down hard when I folded this just in case, but it's pretty good with the protectant that I put on it. So I like how it feels, because it also kind of feels like an old map, if that makes sense. But yeah. So some more little burned pages here. And then I just tucked this little piece of ephemera in. I think these come from the Graphics Fairy. A little collaging of piano paper as well. These are some old medical type devices. Another cross. So here we have a little journaling card, and then another big flip up with an owl here, and then there's some more little ephemera pieces here as well. There's so much details, little details. Once she gets it, she'll be able to really, you know, sit down and have a look in and see. But trying not to make this video so long because this book is huge. So we have here an old house, so that's another piece of stationery. And then this is another authentic piece of ephemera. We have a pocket here. These have the alchemical table of symbols. So we have a little lady here. And then we've got a witch house from 1642. Some more of those tsunami rose papers. They're so good. Another little cross. Another authentic ephemera here. There's more vintage ephemera, hazel, and then there's another little card from the days of Salem. Some more ephemera in here. Another little cat. I just did these with washi tape, so if she wants to peel these off and put them somewhere else, she totally can do that. So they're just on there with washi. Some little stamping down here. And this has some more medical devices and a tag in the back. And then it flips open with more familiars and a little postcard. There we go. Put some witches down here. This is a little piece that says the discovery of witches. It's just a journaling spot. Another piece of ephemera. So here, this is another piece of vintage ephemera, religious ephemera, and then some more printouts. On the back here, we have the Battle of Salem Church. It's a map. And then some more little handwritten notes. An old church in Union Square. We have a newspaper clipping. There's a few of these throughout the book, but they're just kind of interesting. There are someone's religious clippings, but I thought they would be interesting to read. A little map stamp there. And this one was interesting because it kind of looked like a little sketch, like somebody sketched that out. Another ephemera, religious ephemera. We have more stationery. Another piece here. This one's really cool. Some more newspaper clippings, notes, more imagery. And this one I thought was kind of cool. This book page says food and clothes, and she's kind of like nude there, so. Another little piece here. Some more ephemera, newspaper clippings, a little herb card. We have these ladies here. They're on with some tape as well. Oh, and I didn't point out, you can see this book is laying completely flat. So I think that really helps this book out being so big. Like not just even the size of the spine, but just the sheer amount of pages that are in here. So we have another map here, another authentic ephemera, a couple little pieces there. And we have the lamb, or the ram, on the back. And then another image. There's my stamp, and that... Woo, that's that one. Ugh, oh my gosh. I hope she loves this. I hope you guys enjoy this flip through. Definitely excited to get moving on into some other projects. I will have February to do something, and then I have my first custom order of 2022 will be in March. So I'll be excited to see what our March person picks. So looking forward to that. But thank you so much for this request. It was definitely one of the bigger challenges, and you know, one of the more things that I had to challenging things that I had to navigate through. But I hope that you enjoy this book, and I hope that if you guys liked it, leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. And that is gonna wrap it up for me for now. Be sure to stay tuned because you never know what direction this odd flock of ours is heading into. And until next time, toodaloo.